They call me Granddaughter Crow. I am born to the Bilagana clan for the Tachini clan, which means I am a member of the Navajo Nation as well as Dutch heritage. So I really work between the realms, right? I really work between the realms. The beauty is that I bring a voice to nature. Now, granted, it is my voice, and we all have voices, so I am but one of the wisdom sharers, and you too are wisdom sharers. So today, there's a couple of things I did want to share. Is anybody aware of Leonardo da Vinci and the Vitruvian Man? Right? If not, Google it really quickly and you will go, oh yeah, that guy, right? Oh yeah, that guy. So what he has showing in this, there's a school of thought. Now, I'm not sure if Leonardo da Vinci actually wanted to do this or display this, but there is a school of thought that what he is depicting is actually the four bodies of existence. Now, the four bodies of existence flow through many, many esoteric wisdoms, many, many religions, many, many thought processes. It's not going to take a far leap for you to be able to understand what I'm about ready to share with you. However, energy goes where consciousness flows. So when we start bringing our consciousness towards it, then our energy begins to infiltrate these four bodies of existence. So pretend like I'm the Vitruvian Man, right? Pi, or what is it? Yeah, equal, all of that. So there is one part where he is standing here like this. This represents the physical body of existence. Then there is another aspect that he is like this, almost as though he's in motion, right? That represents the emotional body of existence, right? Then there's a square around. This represents the mental body of existence. And if you think about it, sometimes we say, think outside the box. Maybe that's the box they were talking about. No? Yes. No? Then after that, there's a circle that goes all the way around the Vitruvian Man. That depicts our spiritual body of existence. So there are the four bodies of existence. And again, although I practice a shamanistic practice, this wisdom infiltrates so many different esoteric wisdoms, so many different ways of looking at things. But what we tend to forget in this society is we forget we have a physical body. We remember that, because if we don't, then we won't get out of bed, right? We tend to forget or push our emotional body to the back. Well, we did that until probably, what was it, 1980s, when Daniel Goldman introduced emotional intelligence, which began to infiltrate the business world, right? As though we didn't have emotions before then, and they had to go, hey, did you know that we have an emotion and that we have emotional intelligence within the business world? Then what happens is the business leaders are all learning how to be emotionally intelligent. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's kind of funny, but that's the society that we live in. Here in this community, we get to understand that we do have emotions. In fact, we have an emotional body, and we get to express that emotional body and give it a voice. Then we have a mental body. Now, this world loves the mental body. It's great. I love the mental body too, but it is one of the four bodies, right? Then we have the spiritual body. So just as I feed and exercise my physical body, well, I don't always exercise, but just as I feed and should exercise my physical body, I need to do that with my emotional body. I need to feed my emotional body probably things that are like, I am lovable, I am happy, I'm worthy, right? This is food for our emotional body. And then we need to exercise it. I love you. You are beautiful. You are worthy, right? And then we have the mental body, and we can read books and we can feed it and exercise it. And then we have the spiritual body, and we can feed that and we can exercise that body as well. Have you ever wondered? One lady asked me one time, she said, Granddaughter Crow, You keep saying on your path. That person's on their path. I'm on my path. This person's on their path. What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, what I'm talking about is my physical body is moving in one direction. My emotional body is moving in the same direction. My mental body is moving in the same direction. My spiritual body is moving in the same direction. That makes me feel like I am on my path. So have you ever felt fractured, lost, split apart? You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You feel like you're wandering around? Or am I the only one? Right? Could it be that your physical body is in one place? Your emotional body is in the past, maybe in an old relationship? Right? Why are you laughing so hard? Right? I got you. I got you. Right? Totally. Then your right? Then your mental body. Totally, right? I'm talking to you. Your mental body is thinking about something else, and then your spiritual body doesn't have a place to exist because it goes to the back burner because your physical body's doing this, your emotional body's over there, and your mental body's over there. Of course we feel like we are lost. What would the world look like if I was physically in a place that said yes? Same place, emotionally, yes. Mentally, yes. Spiritually, yes. Do you know what that feels like to me? It feels much like falling in love, right? It feels like falling in love because your physical body wants to be around that person, and your emotional body wants to be around that person, and your mental body is thinking about that person. What are they thinking? Do they like this? Do they like that? And your spiritual body is like, yeah, right? And all of your bodies are moving in one direction. What kind of a world would it be if we collected, fed, and exercised all of our bodies? So it kind of looks like this. In the morning, when you eat, what are you eating emotionally? What are you eating mentally? What are you eating spiritually? Feed yourself. Exercise yourself. Love yourself. That's how you make a powerful difference in this world. And if nothing else, you feel good. You just feel good, right? So now I'll introduce a little bit more of a shamanistic attribute to this. But again, this wisdom actually has the same characteristics that you're going to see in many, many lores, in many, many esoteric paths. In fact, most, I would say, but I'm kind of out on a limb, but that's okay because I'm a crow, right? Right? So basically, what impacts, like you go to a shamanistic practitioner and you ask them for healing, and they go, okay, they put you in a circle. They start drumming and rattling. I should have brought my drum and rattle for effect. That would have been so cool, right? Drumming and rattling. They've got the sage on, and then they're saying stuff, and they're moving around. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What they're doing is they are doing work. They are doing work on the spiritual body, which is then going to infiltrate the mental body, which is then going to infiltrate the emotional body, and then going to infiltrate the physical form. This is not far-fetched, right? Because sometimes if your mind starts thinking sad things, your physical body goes, right? It immediately happens. So if we align our bodies, take care of all of them, pay attention to all of them, whatever food you feed them is completely up to you, but pay attention to all of them. And then you can move things on a spiritual level. Yeah, magic. We know about that. And then it comes in and you wrap your mind around it, right? And both of them are saying yes. Then you take your emotions and you wrap your emotions around it, and then you manifest. So then there's basic magic right there, right? So we're doing this all the time. But the problem is that sometimes we don't give each of the bodies a voice. We go, yeah, I know heart, but my mind says da 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 da. Yeah, I know body, but blah 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 blah. We're arguing with ourselves all the time. So maybe we just kind of need to relax and be in a beingness and go, where is my emotional body? Where is my mental body? Where is my spiritual body? And begin to move forward in that. Does that make sense? It's not too far-fetched, right? I think I'm here not to tell you or teach you something new. I think I'm here to remind you that you've got all of this beauty, right? I know I'm all that wind, all of this, I take off. But we have all of this. We have all of this beauty. And if you actually worked with all of these, you guys would be more happy. Now, I can't tell you that every morning I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, I've got all my bodies intact. I know, right? Ah! They're so cute. They're just like little dogs, right? They're all but it does take work, and it starts where you just start moving forward. So now it's kind of interesting that I'm standing in front of this wisdom. So I want to talk a little bit about this wisdom. Austin Barber wrote a book called Louder Than Words. I think it was in 1976, right around there. Louder Than Words. And in this book, he did research, and he said that only 7% of our communication is word. 7. That's why we need to create emoticons, right? Because the words don't do it. It's like, LOL, oh, they were being sarcastic. You know, it's like, okay. So we try to put the emotion in here, right? Sometimes I fail at that, and people are like, oh, Granddaughter Crow, what did you say to me? I'm like, oh, oops, LOL, oops, smiley face, send, right? But so anyway, only 7% of communication is word, which makes, I think it was like 36 to 38 is actually tone, pitch, volume, speed. 50-some%, whatever the math is, it's the leftovers, is your physical body, right? So when we look at nature and we look at like birds, and we look at, oh, you have a wolf totem. Oh, she says she has a crow totem. Oh, the owl is with me. And we're like, what is it saying? Well, we got to quit trying to wait for it to speak English and start looking at it, because 93% of what it's communicating to us isn't English. So again, I'm not trying to teach you something new. I'm trying to remind you of what you already know. So now check this out. What is the wisdom of this tree? No one? Bueller? No. Oh, yeah. Fortitude. It's been here a long time. It's stable. It's strong. It's grounded. What's that? Patient. It's reaching up. It's grounded. It's strong. It gives shade, shelter, all of that. Then it reaches up. There's a lot of wisdom in that, right? If we are grounded physically, you know, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, gives us the foundation to reach up, right? So there's a lot of wisdom within this tree. Did you know that I recognize consciously that I'm touching this tree? Did you know that this tree, in my vision, in my understanding, has consciousness? And it's like, Granddaughter Crow is touching me, right? I know, I like the tree, right? The same with the ground. It's touching you back. It knows. It knows. There is a shamanistic view. And again, it's not only shamanistic. Animism. Go ahead and look it up. Animism. It means that everything has a soul. Now, you don't have to adopt that. You don't have to adopt that. But just check it out. I'm giving you a pair of lenses that you can throw away at the end of this, right there. 3D lenses, right? So you put these on. What if we were walking around in a world that everything had a soul, a life, etc.? Again, what would it be like? We would be walking around with self-respect of all of our 4 bodies of existence in a beautiful world that recognizes us back. And we don't have to speak a lot of words, except for me, because I've got how many more minutes left, right? 10 more minutes. But we don't have to speak a lot because our stories are held in our vibrational bodies of existence. So I think that the last thing that I want to say is you, to me, are an authentic expression of the divine itself, experiencing this phenomenon from your point of view. And I too am that. Be empowered, people. Give each of your 4 bodies of existence a voice and walk around in a beautiful world that is touching you back. Does that make sense? Cool. Does anybody have any questions? Did I just dumbfound you, or no? You're like, no, this makes sense. This makes sense. So last but not least, I am, again, they call me Granddaughter Crow. Born to the Bilagana clan, for the Tachini clan, member of the Navajo Nation, a voice. That's all I am. And you have one too. You have one too. So continue to share. If you would like more information about me, it's just www.granddaughtercrow.com. We are recording this. Don't worry, you're not all on film, right? We are recording this, and I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel. Probably, I don't know, tonight or tomorrow or something like that. So you can check out Granddaughter Crow on YouTube. And if there's anything that you disagree with, let me know that too. Absolutely, I could change my mind about all this tomorrow, because this is freedom and liberty, people. Freedom and liberty. I thank you very much.